guy's empty.
Jeff was on the phone for like an hour. On the phone all day this morning.
Well, YouTube fam, sorry it's been about a week or so since I made a video, probably more than that, but we've been crazy busy and I just haven't had a lot of time, so sorry about that. But here we go. We got a pretty busy day today. We gotta level some rock to add on to a bag pad. We're gonna fill a silo a little bit, or do some bagging. I've been trying to bring you along because I want you to see a little bit of everything, so let's get this day rolling. We got calves fed down in the barn. First thing I'm gonna do, Blake and Jackson are finishing up grabbing bottles and stuff. I'm gonna grab this 259, I fueled it up. Then we're gonna go out by the bag pad and we're gonna get a bucket on here. Go out there, start leveling some rock, breaker first. We're gonna grab one of these buckets here. You're hooked up. Lock it down. See that cylinder going down? That pushes pins down through little holes. So it locks the bucket up. So let's head out here. Oh, would you look at that? Here comes the first load. He's just pulling down the driveway. You're just about to turn. You can't quite see him, but I can. So we're doing this bag pad to try and get out of the mud a little bit. This is where we're gonna go. Trucks are gonna back in, probably not right here. They're gonna back in that other driveway right there. We're gonna add on to this pad right here so we can get another corn silage bag on here so we don't have to battle the mud. We're gonna go over to this bag right there and come all the way out to the road. We got the first load of the day coming in. We're gonna add on to this pad right here just a little bit. We'll go over about to the edge of that bag, breaker first, and then we'll level it with 3/4. Yeah, we got all the breakers set in here. Took about 6 loads. So what is breaker, you might ask? So 3-inch rocks, called 3-inch breaker. Bigger rocks, put that as your base on the dirt. That way it's packs it nice. So then after this part, we'll take some 3/4 inch road gravel to put on here. So basically all the rocks will be like this size. I'll put that over top so it's nice and smooth. Level her off, and we'll have room for another bag. I'm gonna go get some lunch. Them guys are gonna back in here and keep dumping some of them loads. The other guys went to eat already, so we're gonna go start working on filling that silo first. Then we're gonna set that bagger, try and make a half bag or so. We'll see how far we get. Oh yeah, guys. Good boy. Yeah. Alright, we got something to eat. Anyways, Ace was taking a nap. We're gonna go check on them guys that are filling the silo. Them trucks should be about done with putting that 3/4 inch road gravel on. Maybe go level some of that. See where we end up. Who is this crew? What are you doing? Oh, I see. That was my wife and the kids. She She went to get our oldest 6-year-old from kindergarten, so she went and picked her up from school. Starting to look a little bit different around here since the last video I did. All this corn is gone. We got about 10 bags done of 12 10 by 300 bags that we're gonna do. Everything's been coming off pretty well. We got some pretty good heat today. It's about 85 degrees. Almost feels like summer. We're in the middle of September, aren't we? I know. Ace gets all excited when we go this direction because he thinks we're going down to the woods, so he likes to go down there and play. We go check on these guys over here at the silo. Let's see how they're coming. Blower's always a little bit more backed up. Takes time to unload.
Jeff's calling the cops next time we see him. Jeff was on the phone for like an hour. He's on the phone all day this morning.
It's all over there.
Yeah. That was going off to me at lunch about it.
That tied off there. Tuck that knot under. Chance to go and grab the back stop. Set that on the back. Hook these cables up. We're good to go. We got Bard bringing us sand today. 4 loads. We got that pad about finished up. I gotta level the rock off. Busy day here. The other guys are trying to fill the silo. They're kind of dispersed. I just gotta move this Ranger out of the way. That way they can dump this load of sand there. Alright, Chance got the backstop in here. I'm gonna let this cable pressure go. For this Let that go so it goes to 0. That way we can hook the cables up. Cables are hooked. Put some pressure back on. Pump that up. About 350. We'll hook this PTO up. Me, Chance, and Blake set that bagger up. Dad, Jeff, Blake, and Garrett were over there working on the silo. Dad's chopping. So we need about 20 loads to go on that silo. We got about 6 in there, so we wanted to set that bagger because unloading into the silo is a lot slower than the bagger. So we're hoping we can shove a couple loads in this bagger and keep the chopper moving. Otherwise, Dad's gonna be waiting for us. So hectic here today. All right, we're set up. My brother Garrett's gonna bring a load from over there. They're waiting at the blower, so we're gonna bring a load over here and start this bagger anyway, try and keep that chopper moving. The blower is really slow unloading because you got to blow it up a pipe into the silo. You saw that before. So that's why we're over here at the bagger. Just trying to relief a little bit. Keep the chopper moving. That's the main thing. I think it's costing you a lot of money to run, so got to keep her moving. Oh, what do we got to do to start this bagger up? First, we're going to start the tractor. Wow, is it hot in here. Woo! Hot day today. This is your PTO. I'll turn that shaft. It'll turn that shaft on. That's what drives everything. So we're going to turn that on. Got that running. You can see it spinning there. Now we got 540 PTO, so we're going to run it up to PTO speed, which is 540 on the dial there. Now, it's in park right now. Once it'll probably hold a load and a half before I'll let it go, about 15 ton. That trough kind of settles down a little bit, so gotta pull that up with that lever there. I'll pull it up. This lever here will turn the conveyor on. That's what will run all the feed up in there. This one is for the clean out at the end. That one is for a transport mode. That don't matter. We got our pressure set about 300. I want to go about 350. Make sure that's locked on. That's where your feed's going to go into that rotor right there. It's going to pack it back in. So once it starts to push back in, the brakes are on these cables right here in there. So I got the tractor in park right now. I'll put it in neutral once this starts to fill up back here. Like I said, it's gonna hold, this is a smaller wagon, so it's gonna hold all this wagon and some more. So once he pulls in, I'll put the conveyor down, hook his PTO up. That hooked up. This runs your conveyor in the wagon. This runs your beers. Starts to flow out. Put that in 3. You'll be able to dump her off pretty fast. That tractor is plenty of power for this bagger, but it's our main tillage machine. And it don't fit on any of the wagons, so it's a good place for it. Plenty of power. Well, as that starts to pack back in, obviously these cables are loose right now. It'll start to fill this up back here. I like to tuck this knot under like that. That way it pinches the knot and doesn't have any chance of coming untied. So you'll dump all this wagon in there, and we'll need another load before we'll kick it into neutral. But once this gets all packed tight back here, then that's when you kick the tractor in the neutral, and it rides off the brakes on the bagger at about 400 pounds. Yep. all finished up. We're gonna level this off here yet, but we got her in. No, my brother Jackson brought us another load here. I don't know if this one will have it let go or not. It should. We gotta fill this in up here first. That's all. Gotta get tight. We're about half a load off. Starting to get pretty tight now. Now I'm gonna run to the tractor and put it in neutral. Hit this button on top here. Now we're in neutral. Let your brakes and clutch go. Make sure you're not in gear. And Jackson, he'll just pull ahead as the conveyor moves ahead. There goes Bart. They brought us some sand for the freestall. As we keep rolling here, I gotta make sure it stays straight. Each one of these bags is 10 foot diameter by 300 foot long. They hold 450 tons of feed. One of them bags lasts us about a month. It takes 35 loads to fill a bag. Each load is roughly 13 ton. So we can feed up, we feed about 10 ton a day if you average out from the winter and summer. We don't feed as much during the summer because a lot of the cattle go to pasture, but in the winter we might feed a little bit more. We average between 8 to 10 ton a day throughout the year. We're just gonna keep on bagging here. Jackson's about empty, so I better go shift him up to a higher gear. Shift that up to 4 and it moves your floor a little faster. So Jackson went to get another load. I'm just kind of waiting if they need to bring some to me. I'm gonna level this rock out here while I'm waiting. Level her out. Oh wait, it's good and level. Just like done. Got her all finished up right out to the road, so we'll be able to set a bag about right here, right in front of the telephone pole. Pull your loads right where I just poured that gravel. We're good. Here comes Chance with another load. You guys have been bringing a few here in between while I've been trying to level it. Just keep chopper moving. There he is. He's coming down the road right there. We're gonna fire this thing back up, unload him. Dad needs some inoculant for the chopper. I'm gonna load up 4 bags for him. All right, let's run her to the field. walk across all them rows?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Are you up at the house?
Yeah, I'm up at the bagger. The farm.
I'm gonna ride a couple rounds and then I'll go back and take the bag.
Okay. Here goes Jumpy. Corn looks pretty good down here though. That was my mom. I don't know if anybody's ever met her before. She's gonna ride with Dad for a little bit. She brought him some supper. This corn's running pretty dang good. We're pushing right around 35 ton to the acre of corn silage. Takes about 12 acres or so to fill a bag. That's pretty good corn. We had some tested the other day. It tested at 275 bushel to the acre. That's the grain corn part of it. That's what it tested, which is pretty high. We have had some 300 there a few years ago, but that was the highest it's ever been. So 275, that's real good. I'd say average we're probably 250s, 260 maybe. I'm gonna head back to the farm now. Get back to the bagger. They gotta have that silo about full. Maybe let's go check on them guys. Grab a couple bags of this stuff. I grabbed a couple mineral tubs too, that way they can lick on those. If you like what you're watching, hit that subscribe button. Set my first goal of trying to hit 5,000 subscribers. Every subscriber is one step closer to that goal. So I can't thank y'all enough for watching my videos. Hope you're enjoying them. Let's deliver this mineral to the beef cows. Hopefully they get that silo full here pretty quick. There's about 3.5 doors down yet, so that's only a couple more loads. And then we'll probably start going to the bagger, which is where I'm usually at. I usually run the bagger, so. Got the silo full for now. All the wagons are coming this way now. See how far we can get on this yet tonight. I got a couple hours before chores. What do you want? Don't have that. Well, this tractor is using right around 6 gallons an hour on the bagger. We could do a bag in roughly 3.5 to 4 hours. I think our record was about 140 ton an hour. We did a bag in 3 hours and 15 minutes. That's putting some feed through the chopper. 6-row head on the Claus chopper. About 385 horse chopper. Been working pretty well for us this fall. Haven't had any troubles. Knock on wood. Now that I say something, probably break on the last day. Got my brother Jackson in that wagon, my brother Chance behind him, my brother Garrett's in the John Deere, Blake is going to be in another Magnum like this, Jeff is in the Deutz, my dad's in the chopper, and I run the bagger. So we usually do 12 10x300s. I don't know if I told you that yet today. My head is barely attached after today. One of them fun days. We're closing in on corn silage. We got that towel over there is full. We got another one here at the home farm to fill yet. And then we got this bag to finish up, and then we're gonna put one more up here on this pad that we poured today. And then that should be all for corn silage. Mom brought us some supper on the go. A couple sandwiches, chips, a Gatorade. She always knows what to pack. Still rolling along. That's my Uncle Jeff. So what do I gotta do in here in the cab? I gotta keep this straight, or try to. We're gonna run it right next to this bag here. I gotta get to the right a little bit more. We missed that because the bagger sticks out a little bit on this side. So we gotta get that way a little bit. And then in between loads, you probably saw me hook up them PTOs, shift it from high to low right there. When the wagon's about empty, I'll put it in high. Now run this conveyor up and down, so every wagon that comes in and out, I'll pull that conveyor up so they can just drive straight ahead. Turn the conveyor on with the second lever. That's what I'm doing. Just the efficiency guy. If you don't have somebody at the bagger, then the guy in the tractor has to keep getting out and hooking up PTO, and it just doesn't work out very well. So it's a lot nicer to have somebody here and running the bagger. So we've had this bagger 2 years now. We got it last fall. We had a 9-foot bagger before that. This is a 10-foot. It's definitely an upgrade from the 9-foot. A couple of things that I would like to see changed on it a little bit is, so the conveyor, if it doesn't get down all the way, it doesn't hit that center auger very well where it dumps into the rotor. And every driver pulls in differently, so you don't always get that. That's one thing that I don't know how you would fix it, but it doesn't feed the bag as even, I guess. If it doesn't get all the way down, the feed doesn't hit the center of the rotor. The other thing I would probably change is that auger in front of the rotor. I just don't think it does a whole lot of good. I think it prevents the rotor from doing what it actually could. Could spin a little bit faster maybe, or maybe put some teeth on it. It doesn't bother in corn silage, it takes it fine, but in haylage sometimes it'll lock up. It's not always ideal. It'll lock up and then it locks the conveyor up with it. So then you're sitting there playing with the lever trying to get it unwedged. If there was some teeth on it, I feel like it would fluff it up a little bit or dig at it a little bit more and not bind. But that's when it does it, is when the hay gets tough or gummy. Those are just my opinions. People might not agree with it. I don't know. It's a definite upgrade. It's been good for us, so I can't complain about it that way. I thank you all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Sure would appreciate it. If you got any questions, let me know. I'd be happy to answer them the best I can. Can't thank you all enough for watching. We're about halfway through bag 11. It's about 9 o'clock right now, so we're going to shut her down here pretty quick and go milk some cows. Get cows milked, feed calves. Go home about 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, get some sleep, do it all over again tomorrow. So we started milking at about 10 o'clock because of the basketball games. I do get that question a lot. When we were all in high school, we just milked after the basketball games. You try and go before and chores don't go smooth, and then you're running late. So my dad started it back when I was in high school, about 9:30, 10 o'clock, started milking, and Jackson just graduated high school this year, so it was about a 10-year swing of that. Now we're all just kind of stuck in that schedule, so I don't think we're going to change much. But thank you everybody for watching. Hope you all have a good night or day, whenever you're watching it. Can't thank you all enough for watching. Keep on farming. Thank you, everybody. We got about 7-8 more loads to go and we'll have it full. That's all for tonight. We're going to milk. Shut this PTO off. Throttle down. Put her in park so she don't roll away. Have a good night, everybody.